While I finish waiting for the air filter on the blue pump to dry completely out, I'm gonna start doing some work on the red one here, so we can get it ready, get the oil changed and everything. Because let's see, this year's gonna be the first year we're gonna run the blue pump. Last year was the first year we ran this pump. Bought it at an auction. It's actually an old fire suppression pump for the building. The people we bought it from had it installed. Ran it for half an hour after it was installed to make sure it ran and everything, and that was it. They shut the pump off after that and never used it. It's a little overkill. It's a 6-in, 4-out, 130 horsepower Perkins diesel. So it's got plenty of power to turn that pump. That pump was, when we got it, was completely, because they never ran it, completely plugged with rust. Like I said, they ran it for the half an hour and that was it. So we're gonna go through, we ran this pump a little over 400 hours last year. I'm gonna go through, get all the filters, everything changed on it, because there's no point in taking it out to the field, running it for a little bit of time, and then dragging it back in here to do it. So we're just gonna do it all now, get it done and over with. That way when we take it out there, we are good to go with it. Let's see here, I got it right down. Gotta add a filter to my list. There's an outer and an inner, but I'm just gonna change the outer filter this year. Yeah, I have a list of all my filters for the majority of everything on my phone, so when it comes time to do a filter order, it's a whole heck of a lot easier to just look at the list and say, oh, this is what I need, and to order them. Okay. Get the air filter changed here. Go. Make sure our cap is good and clean. A little bit of buildup in the cap, that's not too bad. Yeah, when we bought the pump, it was just the motor and the pump. The rest of the stuff I scavenged off of stuff laying around. We had laying around the farm. There we go. It's good and tight. Yeah, where this paper towel is, I'm going to take this sensor out. Don't know exactly what it does. Really didn't have it hooked up last year anyway. We'll take the wire and tuck it into a little low here. That way it's out of the weather. Obviously it was used for something on the other system. This thing was all hooked up to an old school board full of relays and switches that actually would turn it on or shut it off, depending. And so I had to go through and take a lot of that off of there, but there was a lot of stuff I actually had to keep so the motor would run. It was quite an interesting project trying to figure it all out. Get rid of that paper towel. See if we get that sensor out of there, and we have a plug we can put in there. Oh, that's a tiny little sensor. Yeah, you can see how it was all, we got a problem with the leaking, and we don't want it leaking into our water supply. So let's see, I'll see if I have a pipe plug we can stuff in there. It's a little smaller hole than I thought it was going to be. Looks like I got a pipe plug for it. Going to put some of this thread lock / goo on here. It's oil resistant. It's like sort of like Teflon tape, but it takes the heat and the oil better. Awesome. Goes right in. Sweet. It's made by Loctite, that's what I can tell you. GS, I don't know, I can't read it anymore. It's the right size wrencher. That thread locker will dry before we start it up. Okay, while the oil's drained on the other side, I had to empty my catch pan. Emptied it into our tank out back because we actually heat this building with the used oil. So while we're draining the oil on the other side, get the filters changed, taken off and swapped here. Put these in the big catch pan. Put a little bit, check the antifreeze level here. So there's actually antifreeze in this jug. Yeah. Put a little in this. See if the radiator needs any put in it. Looks like it. Use a little bit. Oh, we got a leak somewhere. Oh, awesome. Top radiator fitting. Oh, see if I can get in there and see if we can tighten it a little bit. There. Got a couple turns on it. Looks like that stopped it. Yep. Cool. Good. Got the radiator all filled back up. Hopefully now this year the radiator will stay filled up, since we'll see what happens though. Okay, finally. Oil's drained out of it. Put the plug back in. Let's get some oil back in it.